My son owns it. My son owns it. And he's just a point in time in his life that he either wanted to have 100 of them or none.
Okay.
It was hard to find 100, so
Right.
he's had this probably for, I guess, 10, 12 years.
Okay.
The rent's $7.25. People have been here about 5 to 6 years and it's never raised. Shably in downtown Louisville, I guess. I don't know if they
Right.
brought him up. But the nicest guy you ever met. She works McDonald's, and he works for a landscape.
Okay. Good deal. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. See what needs to be repaired. So I can give you the best offer. Man, how much you trying to get?
I turned, but I think both of them are going to be right around
$80. Okay.
Obviously, this is their living room. So wooden floors. Wooden floors. The tile, I just put that in 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to the next property, and we'll see how that one looks.
There is no basement. Two-car garage, carport. Roof is about 6 years old. Air conditioner is about 7.
What we're doing is going on a ride along to learn from Todd. So he's gonna teach us how to.
First to the neighborhood that I'm buying in today, and the same neighborhood I've been buying in for 25 years, and why, and what to look for in those houses, how to buy them. We'll probably take you to a job that I currently have going on. I paid a little bit too much for, but I didn't have anything going on. I'm still going to make 15 grand on it, but I was able to. I'll be able to make $15,000 on it because I've got the right contractor and they're doing the work for me. He's not very expensive.
Rule of yours, or
that's a rule of mine, and it's more of a personal rule than anything else. I don't know if it's an ethical. I did have one nice couple. I take that back. I have one Section 8 property, and they are elderly. They need it, and they're decent people, and they pay us a little extra on the side for it because the prices in that area are really through the roof. We're 200 to 250 below market, and Section 8's even lower. We let them stay there because they've been there a while. I think Section 8 could be a really good program to help someone get on their feet. I have no problem with that at all. Problem is, the way the government sets it up, people stay on it for generations.
That's the whole part. It's the generational curse.
And here's the problem with that. The borrower is always slave to the lender. Anybody heard that before?
Yes.
Okay. So if you are enslaved to the person that's giving you something, you're going to have to do what they tell you to do. Right? I'm not about slavery in any way. I'm about freedom. I'm about freedom to do what you want to do in your life and not have another human being tell you how to run your business. If I'm going to be true to my word and my values, I cannot do a whole lot of Section 8. Like I said, only in one condition, because I believe it's a form of enslaving a people, and I don't believe in that. So do what you want. If it's just a financial decision for you, that's fine. I get it. But to me, it's more socioeconomic than just finances. It's the way the government keeps their claws in people and keeps them from reaching their full potential. She's my boss or I'm her boss. We're a team. She does 51% of the work, I do 49, is what I always like to say. She works harder than I do, right? So she's doing paperwork right now, and I get to be out here with you nice people showing you what I love to do. To me, this isn't work. This is a vacation day. This is fun, right? So, anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I don't want to be enslaved by anybody, so I don't enslave other people. Because if you're on Section 8, you got to do what they say, right?
Like fixing stuff.
Well, if you were given money every month, some people wouldn't even get out of bed, would they? Doesn't that tamp down their drive and their creativity and their will to want more out of life? Of course it does. I'm not a big believer of tons of government programs. Do I think that people need a hand up? Yes, but they don't need a handout. And some of these folks are getting handouts for not just their lifetime, but for generations. It's a bad thing because it's not helping them. What is helping them is teaching them how to catch their own fish. Right?
Teach them how to fish.
Yeah, I'm going to teach them how to fish. I don't want to give them a fish. I want to teach you how to go get your own fish, because you can get a lot more fish from getting your own fish than you can from me.
Right.
I don't know. It's just my philosophy. Long story short, I don't do a lot of Section 8. I let the market tell me where everything is, and I let people, I let people grow. We've sold houses to tenants before. I bought a house, and I'll show you the house on our way. In that safe to buy any house that I want to out here in this area, and I pay for it in cash, and then I'll fix it up, and then I'll refinance it back, and I get all my cash back. Now, am I paying money? Am I paying taxes on a loan? If I get a mortgage, say I cash out a house, do I have to pay taxes on a loan? No, you don't. Do I have to pay taxes on earned income? Yes, you do. Do I have to pay taxes on income from real estate profits? Yes, you do. So I avoided the tax man altogether, right? Because I took the money that was given to me by other people, I bought a house with it, then I went out and refinanced that house again, and I have the loan that I don't pay taxes on, and I put it right back in my safe. How cool is that?
That's really cool.
So that's why I don't pay taxes, because I use their own rules to prevent them from getting me. That's what the school system is all about, guys. They are going to educate you to be worker bees for them. I don't know if you realize that. That's why they don't teach this stuff in schools. They don't teach you how to become your own wealthy person, because they don't want you to be wealthy. They want you to be a worker for them. Go to college, get a big education, a fancy degree, might make yourself $150,000. Man, you are killing it. And $120,000 in debt or more, or $180,000 in debt. Absolutely. They keep you in that box. That's the premise of the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They want you to get a college education and stay a worker for the system. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. I'm a very normal guy. But I'm telling you, if they're not teaching this stuff in the schools, there is a reason why. Because they don't want you to know how to do this. They really don't want you to be that successful. They want you to be kind of successful. You know, they want you to pay your taxes and do all that kind of stuff to pay them. But they don't want you doing what I'm doing and what you're getting ready to do.
What do you think about this?
I want you to look around at the houses, the streets, the cars. I want you to absorb the area because it's all going to come into play into your decision whether you want to invest in this area. We're going to go look at it. Can everybody do that?
Yep.
I'm closing on. Doing the rehab on that house, I knocked every door 6 that way, 6 that way, 6 that way, and 6 this way. Okay? And I asked every single person, I just basically told them, hey, my name's Todd, I'm buying the house down the street. Let me give you my card, just if you have any problems with construction guys or whatever. I'm being a polite neighbor, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I knocked on the door and started the conversation. My real goal was not to do that, although that was part of it. My ultimate goal was to find out if they knew anybody selling their houses in this neighborhood. And by the way, if you let me know of somebody that is maybe selling their house in the neighborhood, I pay them $1,000 if we close on the deal, right? So guess who answered the door? That guy. And he sold me his house. And I bought his house. Guess what else? Other house I bought. That house. And I sold that house to a guy, oddly enough, that looked exactly like my father when he was that guy's age. It was really creepy. So, I mean, they looked identical. My wife couldn't even believe how much he looked like my dad. So I had to sell him the house.
Okay, this might be a stupid question, but
No stupid questions here.
I'm wondering, like, if they don't if one person or two people maybe around the neighborhood don't keep up with their place, would that bring the value down
Absolutely.
in the neighborhood?
It does. And that's why this area doesn't necessarily go up a whole lot because it's a mix of tenants and it's a mix of owners. If you look at some of these houses, a lot of the tenants do not care about the way their outside of their property looks. They don't care. The owners do. It's called pride of ownership. If people would just get this in their head and understand this principle, I own that house right there, 953. I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm waiting until I get a couple other deals done. If these folks would understand that if this guy cuts his yard and this guy cuts his yard and this guy cuts his yard and everybody starts cleaning up the neighborhood, guess what happens to home values? They go up. That's the whole impetus for Germantown, the Germantown boom. It started, it got cool, it got trendy, then it got crazy. It's crazy right now. And because that is so crazy, the money is starting to pour into this neighborhood. We're seeing values of how, here's a flip that we're doing. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of stuff in this house right here, 907. Tomorrow, right? That one right there. Look, you just talked to the guy. You are, right? And how much you gonna charge me? 30? Really? Oh, he's crazy. How about 25? You do it for 25? If you do a good job, I'll pay you 30. Fair? All right. I'll talk to you later, buddy. I was gonna give you 30 anyway. He'll do a terrible job at out.
On a good day?
In this market right now, you're going to be paying 30 to 35 for these.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Okay. You'll be able to put 10 in them, and you'll be able to sell them for 70 plus. And you can make a business just flipping, easy in this neighborhood.
Question is, because I had someone tell me this, when I asked how much mortgage they own, they said, why does it matter? Like, what do I tell that person? Why I'm asking that question?
Okay. Well, you have to kind of go back because you didn't get enough information, or you didn't give him enough information, number one, to trust you, or he would have answered that question for you. Okay.
Right.
Let me finish. What I'm saying is you have to build a rapport with people, and they have to like you enough to know that you're not a threat to them.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend the first half of the conversation about him, his family, what the things that he likes, the things that he doesn't like. We're going to find common ground, and then I'm going to get into the meat of the deal.
Okay.
Right? If you do that, you're building a rapport with the person. They're more inclined to trust you and more inclined to give you the information. Now, some people aren't going to give you anything. You're gonna have to figure it out. Okay. The guy, okay, for example, the kid over here, he was just like that. He was a rock and roller. The kid on 917 Dresden, that little subject 2 little blue house back there. So he was the same way in the very beginning, and we started talking, and his wife was getting, the longer we talked, the more stressed she got, because she knew I wasn't going to buy that house, and she really needed to sell that house. He could feel that stress coming off of her, and all of a sudden, when I started asking pointed questions, I started getting answers, because Mama needed to get out of that deal. And when Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Is that a fact?
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact, right. So what I told him, what I asked him was, I cannot pay you what you want for this house. I can't. It's, you're asking for $48,000. It needs this, it needs this, it needs this. And I said, I'm not trying to dog your house out. I mean, it's a lovely home. I get it, but it's just what the market will bear. I don't know if I can help you here. It's called a takeaway clause. If you try to take away something from somebody or their ability to do a deal, they're more likely to do the deal once you come back in, because they felt they lost you. Does that make sense? Okay. So when I'm talking to him, I'm saying, I can't pay you $48,000 cash for this house. I can't do it, because I got to put this much in, and I got to fix this. We got structural issues, and there were some really minor structural issues, but they were there. It's a cracked board, which we had fixed for, I don't know, $500. But I got him down to $33,000, and I gave him $1,000 because he knew he wasn't going to get anything else, and he had to get out of that payment. So you have to find their why. If you can find their reason that, to do the deal, if you hit that button, it's just like an enter button. Enter, done deal. Does anybody have a question about that? Okay. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense.
Rapport is the most important thing. And finding their hot button, finding their issue.
So that was Todd. He took the time to show us around, show us the properties that he bought and that he flipped or rented out, to show us that this is real. Okay. So right now, I asked him, along with a couple other people, for him to mentor me, and he accepted. So every day, I'm gonna be underneath him, watching him, see what he do. He been in this business, this wholesaler, real estate investing business for 20 plus years. So good thing. It's like water. A good thing you must have if you want to become successful in anything is a mentor. You must have a mentor. Yeah, of course you can do it by yourself, but it's going to take you longer. So I just cut off years of trial and tribulations by finding a mentor, and Todd agreed to be my mentor. So we'll see where it goes from here. I'm excited. I can't wait. As you saw, well, I don't think you saw much. At the what do you call it? Country Club. The Country Club, there was like people with a lot of money. And how many buyers we got on the list? Like 7?
Yeah, just about 7.
About 7 buyers. So, they was, while we was like learning and stuff, and people introduce themselves and talk about what house they got. There was someone across the room saying, "I'll buy your house," just like that. So it's good to see that we, we're around those type of people. You know, people with money, millionaires that been in the game for a long time, that can easily just buy a house like that, cash. So, I know I haven't been vlogging for a long time. I'm busy, busy with personal stuff. So, what I'm gonna do is vlog at least one time a week, because here's why. You know, a little bit with a personal reason. I'm moving, this and that. Don't really have time. And nothing too big. But the reason why I'm not vlogging every day, because I'm new to this, right? I'm new to this game. So I want to spend most of my time learning. Actually making a lot of phone calls and making deals. I don't want to put one deal on the paper and waste my time just vlogging, videos and stuff. I want to do multiple deals per week. So that's why you'll see only one vlog per week for now on. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment, hit a like.